running at Warp 9. Stay tuned.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Listening there. Don't go anywhere. The John LeBang Show is going to be right back. Just ask the hillbilly.
That's right. Right after this.
What about me? Maybe next time.
Fans, do you need a video for your brand new song but don't have a lot of money? Then contact John LeBang. His reasonable rates, professional look, and fast turnarounds will help get that song off the ground. Contact him at jlebang.com.
Check out the new book from Derek Shelmerdine,
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It tells the story of rock and roll from its roots right up until the mid-'70s punk.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Not just the music, but also the events that shaped the music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It includes the backgrounds to recording sessions, singles, album releases, births and deaths, epic concerts, and festivals.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Shelmerdine has made a painstaking effort to document pretty much every event that would prove significant in shaping popular music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Purchase the book at www.rockandrollunraveled.com. Follow him at Twitter at R&R Unraveled, and look him up on Facebook at Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
By author Derek Shelmerdine.
Available now.
Hey, man, it's at the bottom of the hour, man. Do you know where your kids are, man?
Forces of darkness, the treasonable Mayans who collaborate, must, can, will be wiped from the face of the earth.
You know, I could say that the rust has been knocked off, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the rust is knocked off. There were times during the break, ladies and gentlemen, that I just wanted to do a video, or I was getting ready to do a show. I was thinking about it, and I laid off. There was a lot to do in this downtime that we had. Plus, I had promised you all kinds of specials, and I didn't want to let you down there. So I just laid off. But now that I'm back rolling, I'm feeling it, and it's like, man, I haven't missed a beat. It was a little rough there at the beginning, knocking off a little rust, trying to be, professional and all, but we've knocked it off. Now we're going to get into the Pentagon X-Files. And their, chief says that the UFOs, those UFOs, do exist, and aliens may have visited Earth from outer space. Now, this had the entire internet going crazy. People all over. The comments that I was reading on Facebook and on Twitter, and even a few of the videos that I saw on YouTube, and I was like, are you guys listening? See, nobody listened at all. All they saw was the headline, Pentagon X-Files, chief says UFOs do exist. And that was all the whole internet. And everybody had to go, oh my God, see, he even says, there's ET out there. There's ET out there. But that's not what he said. In fact, he said they may, not for sure, not possibly, maybe they came to Earth. We don't know. This Luis Lazio, former head of the secret $16 million U.S. government program into extraterrestrial life, claims the existence of UFOs have now been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. UFOs. What are UFOs? They're not little green men, ladies and gentlemen, like everybody freaking out on the internet is, thinking. UFOs are unidentified flying objects. That means we can't identify them. That means we can't figure out what they are, but they're flying and they're up there. Now, this guy, speaking to the Telegraph, said, quote, I think it's pretty clear this is not us and it's not anyone else. So one has to ask, where are they from? I don't know, dude. Maybe Atlantis. Maybe wherever. Maybe you don't know because you were compartmentalized and you don't know what projects other projects were out there. He continues, quote, "In my opinion, if this was a court of law, we have reached the point of beyond reasonable doubt. I hate to use the term UFO, but that's what we're looking at." So he's saying that UFOs do exist. You know what? I can't argue with that, ladies and gentlemen. I can't argue that there might be an object flying along. I've seen UFOs myself. That they're just flying along and I can't identify them. That doesn't mean it's E.T. from Andromeda. That doesn't mean Luke Skywalker is visiting the planet. That doesn't mean that alien is coming here to suck our brains out. Although he was unable to comment on whether his team had examined sightings in other countries like the UK, during the investigation, this geographical hotspot emerged near nuclear facilities and power plants. So whoever these UFO things, now they're studying them why they're going near nuclear power plants. I don't know. Since the revelation of the U.S. government program, attention has been focused on footage of an unidentified object off San Diego in California in 2004. The Pentagon confirmed that audio and video of 2 U.S. Navy pilots chasing an unidentified flying object near San Diego was investigated as part of the program. While not hostile in its maneuverability, this Elizondo character claims the UFO sightings made onlookers conscious something might happen. Onlookers, pilots, they're chasing something flying. It's flying. It doesn't seem to be in a hostile positioning. It's not looking to strike them. Maybe it was a Russian secret plane or something. Alonzo over here, Alonzio, whatever this schmeckle's name is going to claim since it's a UFO, he's going to suggest it's probably E.T. Louis Elizondo, this schmeckle, oversaw the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, which ran for 5 years between 2007 and 2012. Footage released in August claims to show a UFO rotating while maintaining a glowing aura. The program was set up by retired U.S. Democratic Senator Harry Balls Reid. Most of the money for the program went into the aerospace research company run by billionaire entrepreneur. See, when you get a lot of money from the government, they call you an entrepreneur now. Robert Bigelow, who is currently working with NASA. Now that I've gone through a little bit, giving you, their perspective, UFOs, man, and aliens, they probably exist. They've probably visited the Earth. And a lot of you believe that. Let me give you some evidence to the contrary, if I may. John Dewey did a speech in 1917 where he was quoted as saying this. Someone remarked that the best way to unite all nations on this globe would be an attack from other planets. In the face of such an alien enemy, people would respond with a sense of their own unity of interest and purpose. We have the next thing to that at the present time. Now, John Dewey is one of the fathers of the current U.S. education system, just so you know. Now, if you haven't read the report from Iron Mountain, I suggest you find this book. Do your best. I don't know where you're going to find it. Do your best, but find it. The online copy may be, changed. They may have omitted some things. You need the actual book. But on page 66 of the report from Iron Mountain, it says this: credibility and facts lie at the heart of the problem to developing a political substitution for war. This is where the space race proposals, in many ways so well suited for economic substitutes for war, fall short. The most ambiguous and realistic space projects cannot of itself generate a believable external menace. It has been hotly argued that such a menace would offer the last best hope for peace, etc., by uniting mankind against the danger of destruction from creatures from other planets or from outer space. Experiments have been proposed to test the credibility of an out-of-our-world invasion threat. As we go to another page, nevertheless, the political solution for war would require alternate enemies, some of them that may be equally far-fetched in context of the current war system. It may be, for instance, that gross pollution of the environment can equally replace the possibilities of mass destruction by nuclear weapons as the principal substitute for war. Are you getting the drift, ladies and gentlemen? Poisoning of the air and of the principal sources of the food and water supply is already well advanced, and at first glance would seem promising in this respect. It constitutes a threat dealt with through only social organization.
Yes, we can.
And political power. But from present indications, it will be a generation to a generation and a half before environmental pollution, however severe, will be sufficiently menacing on a global scale to offer a possible basis for a solution. However unlikely some of the possible threat enemies seem, we must emphasize that one must be found of credible quality and magnitude if a transition to peace will come about without social disintegration. It is more probable, in our judgment, that such a threat will have to be invented rather than developed from unknown conditions. I'll let you chew on that for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Can I ask you this now? Now, how many enemies have been constructed since this came out? So what is real and what is created? Now, why would you do such a thing? One would ask. Well, for money, power, and control of the world. And if you think I'm full of poo-poo, let me offer a couple other things as evidence. This happened over the holiday as well. Mysterious bright light over Palm Springs is SpaceX rocket launch. There were a bunch of people who didn't know SpaceX was firing off a rocket. And when they saw it, they all freaked out. They were like, oh, UFOs were happening. Alien ET was coming. Come to find out, SpaceX rocket. And what if you were to see this next item? Would you know it was an ET? You see, the Air Force is going to be testing a flying aircraft carrier as early as next year. So in 2019, when you're looking up into the sky and you see a flying aircraft carrier, and you don't know it's a flying aircraft carrier, you just randomly see it because wherever you're at, this thing is flying. Are you going to say, oh, I saw E.T. before you think about it? Or are you going to think, oh, there's that flying aircraft carrier? Since you don't probably know about that flying aircraft carrier, and you don't know what it looks like, you're probably going to think it's a UFO. We've got to take a quick break, folks. Pay some bills. Last segment for this hour coming your way. Stay tuned.
Where do you think you're going?
The John LeBang Show.